Hello guys, it's Monday.
Yeah, we're both ill. We're all ill. Yeah, we've just done a sprint planning, what we're doing this week. For myself, it's going to be a bit of the Demeter's project, so getting some more level plans done so Cameron can actually make a start on those. But as well as that, mostly on the trailer stuff for Skystead Ranch, so we want to get more trailers done. Just different varieties as well as maybe to make a song a big one as well.
Yeah, on Skystead, I'll be working on the farming stuff and hopefully getting some of Laura's assets in, because there's loads and loads of cooking assets and things like that that Laura's been doing that need to be in the game. So hopefully just try and catch up on all of that stuff.
So yeah, with me being off ill a couple of days last week, I fallen behind a couple of tasks, so I spent Monday morning trying to get on top of those tasks that I've been left behind. One of those, as you can see, is the localization of the store page assets for Skystead Ranch. Laura very kindly made these assets last week or a couple of weeks ago, but it hadn't been uploaded to the actual store page. So I went and got all the resolution sizes for all the different actual capsule images that we need, and I've gone ahead and started doing that over in Photoshop. There we go, that's the last of them there. But you see all the 5 extra languages with the different characters, and they've all been done. Japanese, I think, looks quite nice as an example. And there they are, they've all been uploaded as well. And also to Epic, which I did forget about until last minute. All I need to do for Epic was create a logo of a different resolution size instead of being cropped down. But that's uploaded there as well. And then finally, last thing I did just now was upload the actual photo mode trailer to YouTube. So it's a YouTube short. I don't know why it's uploaded like that instead of in YouTube Shorts, but yeah, it's uploaded there as well for people to watch the trailer that we were working on last week or the week before.
Yeah, okay, so I mean, I've got a couple of things to show today. Probably the first thing was that I managed to get some help off Rob, which I mentioned last week in the vlog. So the settings menu pretty much works perfectly now. I mean, there's no audio in the game yet, but that slider works. And then everything else, all these drop downs work. The only thing I haven't set up is the different languages, and yeah, this is all. The languages are also tied to these, which is why they just say the name of the project at the minute. But I will set all that up tomorrow. Actually, I guess I could show you in game, because it now works through the menu as well. So you can see I've got look sensitivity turned up to the max, so I can look really fast. But if I go to settings menu, and then I can turn it down, and then now it's really slow. Yeah, for some reason it's faster in a build than it is. Oh, sorry, faster in the editor than it is in a build. So I just like it on the max in the editor, but I don't know why that is. Yeah, another thing was the field of view. So it's kind of hard to see because it's paused. There we go. Yeah, so I think between 60 and 100 is quite a weird one. Like some fields of view I think go up to 120, so maybe I'll edit that a little bit. But and then the other one was I don't know how I can really show this off, but it does invert your y-axis as well if you think of this. So I'm looking down right now, and I'm looking up right now, and then yeah. But another thing I want to show was that I've started working on the second level. We're skipping the first level for now because it's a tutorial level, but I've been using something called Pro Builder. I've never used it before, so I haven't done too much. I've just been trying to understand it. Yeah, it's kind of like a modeling tool in Unity, and it just allows you to build custom shapes and stuff. So I want more circular levels, I guess, than blocked out levels. So, and yeah, Pro Builder allows you to do that. And then I've just kind of been moving stuff over from the previous project to the moving platforms, and then we'll have the platforming puzzle up here as well. I can't remember how I set it up, what order I set it up in, so I'm just gonna guess. Yeah, I got it right. But I do remember it was 2-2 and then 2-2, so yeah. but I don't know why, because I'm just going to show you what happens. It's just the same as the other game, and you'll just fall, and then there'll be like spikes or something, and you'll fall into it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to show you as I fall into the void.
Today I made these egg mushroom eggs. I think it's going to be called egg shroom. Rob wanted me to make it as if it's like a big canopy. The player will be very small compared to the mushrooms. They're very, very big. They might be one of the biggest trees in the game so far, maybe, unless we scale them down. But the idea is that you walk under it and you pick the eggs, and that's how you get eggs instead of getting them from a chicken or a duck. You'll get them from a mushroom. I think Rob has surrendered to mushrooms.
Yeah, okay, so today I've been doing just working on the second level still, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the layout's gone now. I've been finishing a lot of things off, so I've been working on this area. I've updated it a lot since I showed it off yesterday. I added a few more platforms to try and make or force the player into like using the dash ability a bit more just to show it off. And then yeah, I've been working on the next section of it over there, and pretty much I've got the basic setup of it done. And then yeah, when I was changing stuff around just to be annoying here, I've flipped the puzzle solution from what it was yesterday just to confuse myself even more. But yeah, if we go in here, I've took this from the other game, and then see if you press down on it, it'll open this door, and then it'll take you into this maze area, which I've been working on. And the idea is that you want to get the button again in here. It's not round here. I just kind of want to showcase. It's a bit empty at the minute, but I'm trying to add some things. So I'm going to take the stomping, the stomping machine things from the other game and just put them in here. And then I've added a few moving platform puzzles and stuff. And the idea is that for each level you can get a star for defeating all the enemies. So I want to just hide some enemies in the maze. But the button's actually it's around here. I think the stomping thing's here. Maybe if I had like 3 or something, it would be decent. Yeah, and then the button's here, and that'll open the door that we went past. You'll see we went past the maze exit before. Yeah, and then once you go through here, that will pretty much be the end of the level. It's pretty simple, purely because this is one of the, well, it's literally the second level, so the first level after the tutorial. I'm going to work on getting some enemies and stuff in tomorrow, and yeah, I think it's looking decent so far. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, so I don't really feel like I have too much to show off today, because a lot of the things I've been doing is like really small things that don't really affect the game, like just tidying things up in the level and making stuff into like prefabs. So when Laura comes over, or anyone else who wants to like look at the levels or do anything on them, then it'll just be easier to change stuff around and put their own art in and whatnot. But there's a few things I want to show off. Obviously you got this enemy here. He's a bit broken at the minute. I took him over from the last level, but that was literally only like half an hour ago, so I'm going to continue with that for tomorrow. So I guess, yeah, just ignore that for now. The other one, you can see in the top right, there's a timer ticking up now. The idea is that, oh, and I just died. Sick. Oh, there's another thing I added. Yeah, if you fall out the level, it just resets you and everything now. I've been setting all that up. Yeah, but the idea with the timer is that you can speedrun a level, and then you'll be able to pick up a star if you beat it within a certain time, but you don't have to. and then the idea is you need like a certain amount of stars to get to the next level and whatnot. So if you want to go back and speedrun the levels, you can, or if you want to do something different, like I think we'll want a secret star, and there's obviously just a star for completing the level, and then we're going to have a hard mode as well that you can get an extra star on if you beat in hard mode. So yeah, there's different like options, but I think we like the idea of having like a speedrun one. And then the other thing I really wanted to show off was just these stomping things. They're kind of similar to how they were in the other game. I've been doing some fixes to them and just making them a bit easier to work with when I was coding, but I'm really happy with them. They're looking decent. And then actually I'm just gonna kill myself now for this, but if we go back, the last thing I want to show off was just the screen fading that I've been setting up. That resets us there, because another thing I was working on was just making it so you can start the game from any level and the players in any level, and rather than having to go back to the main menu or this level and go through, but it should really be spawning you here, and you can see that now. But the fading, I just think it's like really nice just to walk back, and especially in the menus, like I love how quick the menus are. Just I don't know, there's something so satisfying about just doing this. I was doing this quite a lot, I'm not ashamed to admit it. Today when I was working on it, it was just, I don't know, it's really satisfying.
This week I also made this net for fishing in a lazy way, because who has time to stand for hours and ask fish to come jump at you?
Okay, so I've been doing some more work on the character fixes for Skystead, although I have had some time to start the Isometric DLC. I think it's Isometric 3. And you can see here, I've already made a bit of work on it. This is the first image that I did, which I was quite happy with, which is sort of like a vending machine that's sort of run down like a back alleyway. They were quite cool. I'm quite happy with the colour palette, and I did try to keep the shading as blocky as possible. And I think it looks pretty good. And as for this current one I'm doing, I'm sort of trying to do like a beach sort of like island sort of thing, and it's so far it's coming along pretty well. Haven't used a lot of references for this one, as it has been I've seen a lot of people sort of do this style. I want to do my own version, but it is quite hard getting the shading looking right, but so far I think it's going pretty well. I'm doing the tree now, like a power tree. I'm going to add some little bits of foliage and sort of items to the beach, and I may add something in the water. We'll see how it goes, but overall this DLC is it's been quite fun so far.
Actually, we're working on the next lot of trailers for the Skystead sort of mini trailers that we're doing, and been going ahead and making some trailers of like the world, so to speak. So it's like showing off, just that whole Sky Island sort of aesthetic. Again, that's just for the advertising that we're running, so we can target this towards Reddit pages that are more interested in Sky Island, like sort of mythical settings. But I just saw there's 4 iterations this time, making sure to actually save each one as a separate thing instead of saving over it. This is the final form so far, which we're quite happy with. But again, that's our assumptions, so that's the reason why we've kept the other versions of the trailers, just so we can run them all, and then the Reddit algorithm should work out which one it seems is best when it's based on like click rate and that sort of stuff.
So I've been working a lot on Skystead Ranch. Some other things as well, I've been doing coloring pixels and things like that. I did try and do a recording yesterday, but the phone ran out of power, so I guess there's nothing I can do about that. But one of the things I have been working a lot on today is just getting these player animations done. A lot of the animations are looking quite good, just a bit of timing issues that just need sorting out. So this build one is working, but you can see it's just slightly out of time. And we've got things like the dig, that's working again, and patting, the earth is working again. So just a lot of features that just haven't been in the game for a while are just back up and working now that we've got these animations in. And I've just been tightening up the animations for the fishing, because we wanted to sort of have the character cast out a line for the fish. So I've just been trying to tighten all of these up. The trouble is that when you sort of pull the crook back, you're still holding the crook, and you need to catch the fish. So what I've done is, instead of spending ages trying to fix it, I've just added a little splash particle effect, and now the fish just hits you in the chest face area, and
I guess that's what we're going with. It's kind of cute and funny, so very much the style of the game, so that should be good. And yeah, it's just a matter of actually getting the timings down of chucking the crook away and things like that. So if I don't complete it, I think the crook might be a bit off when it disappears. Oh no, it was alright actually. I just eyeballed that. Cool, I guess I'll go on then.
Hello. I spent a lot of the week making this platform and the little bits inside it, like the crate and the crab pot. I made these separately and then I put them on top of the platform. I added an umbrella to the platform as well, just so it's a little cozier looking, and it's in the color scheme of the other builds.
Yeah, okay, so today I've just been working on adding the enemies, really. So you can see they're like patrolling now. I set them up exactly the same, just mirrored, so it looks very robotic. But yeah, they'll patrol around like that, and then if the spot you, so I know if I stand here they'll both just spot us. I think I need to like mix up the like patrols a little bit and just make them a bit different. But yeah, they'll come towards you and then you can hit them. I've been working on the combat a little bit, just tweaking it a little bit. I don't know, I felt like sometimes in the other game you could maybe miss, but I've been playing around with like the colliders and just the sizes of them, and yeah, because I had like a really big box in the other game around the enemy, and then if the sword was in that and you attacked, you would hit him. But I've kind of made the sword's collider slightly bigger and the enemy slightly smaller, and it feels a lot better. So yeah, and then the other thing I quickly wanted to show was that I have done something to the dash as well. I made it like below the screen when you move. That was just using a post-process effect, which I haven't done a lot of in Unity, but yeah, it was quite simple. And then I also added like a really subtle camera shake as well for it, just to make it feel like the player's moving so fast, maybe the camera's struggling to keep up a little bit.
Okay, so I'm just about to start streaming, however I did manage to get some more of the Isometric DLC done this morning. This is one that I've been working on. It's quite a large level. Well, I say large, it's not that large, but like in terms of like how much is in the actual scene, there's quite a bit. I'm really happy with it. I'm sort of going for a bit more of a block-esque design so I can incorporate the waterfall, and overall it's looking pretty good. I need to still do a lot of work on the top of this sort of like grass area, but hopefully once I've made that a bit more dense, the image will come together quite well. I think I also want to add in some sort of mist at the bottom here, like splashes and water and things that'll make it look a bit more alive and dynamic.
So I just recorded this, but the phone storage was full, so none of it went through. It's been a great week for me recording stuff. But yeah, I've been working more on the player animations, mainly trying to get some of the more, I guess, like unique stuff in. So the animation for placing objects, that's been sort of synced up properly. So what we've got here is we've got two animations that have to sync up. So we've got the crook animation with the player, and then we've got the animation that plays when the actual object itself gets like thrusted up and then placed. So I've been trying to get those lined up as nicely as I could. It is looking okay. I think it's not as satisfying as it was originally. I think just because the player animation was a bit faster last time, so we might have to see something about that. But it's good for now and it's working. And the player stops moving as well. So if I'm like going left to right or something like that, player stops, does the animation, and then it can carry on, which is quite good because it stops you from placing things in the wrong place. Also managed to get the zapping working again. That's really satisfying. The trouble is, I don't know if you can tell, but the origin of the blast effect is wrong. That's just because the way that the crook is implemented at the moment isn't quite right. So we used to have particle effects and things in the center of the crook there, and we used to use that as like a target point for effects to be coming from, but we don't really have that working at the moment. It's just the way that it's currently implemented, so it's a bit jank. We'll get there though.
Okay, so I've just got done streaming. As you can see, we've got a new Skylight completely built. Really happy with this. I think this is going to be called Brie. The design definitely differed a little bit from the sort of cow-esque design that I did in the sketchbook. However, I think it worked out pretty well. I think before the stream, we pretty much decided to just combine the cow and goat Skylight together. So this is why I've got a bit of a mix and match here, but it definitely leans more towards a goat. But yeah, thanks to Laura as well, I implemented a few sort of mushrooms on the back here. So far the Grumble has the leaves and plants and flowers, but this one's got a bit more of a rocky and just a bit more of a, what's the word I'm looking for, a bit more of a harsher surface. So overall I'm pretty happy with the design, it came out pretty well. I think I'm going to go for a bit more of a washed out brown look and maybe have some oranges and reds on the back for a bit more of an autumny colour palette. That should look pretty nice.
Okay, a couple of things today. First off, I made a new level for the isometric pack that Jack's been working on, just to help out a little bit, lighten the load a little bit with that. On the same topic of the isometric pack, went ahead and sent off the store page to Valve. I sent most of it up yesterday, but we still needed the screenshots, so I've got those imported on the web page as well. This is still up for approval. You see that it's in beta for me to view. But this is once it's reviewed by Valve, I'm making this live as well in time for next month's DLC release. Other than that, in terms of Coloring Pixels, gone ahead and we had a meeting at the beginning of the week picking the winners for next Coloring Pixels pack, the community pack that is. And here are the winners here. Gone ahead and put them all in build. Still need to actually go through and review these levels and fix up any issues. But they're in build with the winners' names there as well, so congrats to everyone who won. This will be coming out next week. And yeah, the post has gone out with the graphic showing everyone the art that's won. And then finally, just what I was doing while Jack was doing his stream earlier, I've just been recording various clips in Skystead Ranch, all of fishing, various fishing clips, and then we're going to put them together in a trailer here. So this is the 20-second length we've been doing for the previous trailers. I just need to actually put them together in here. I might change the music up this time. We'll see how we get on.
For the past like maybe a bit over an hour, I've just been translating this massive table for like every piece of text in the game. I've been avoiding it for so long, but kind of just bashed it out, and it was alright. I don't know if it's perfect at the minute. Like, I did just use Google Translate. I'm assuming we might get someone to check it or do something, but I mean, at least it works. Yeah, if I go here, it doesn't seem to work with the button. That's something I'm gonna have to check on Monday. But I haven't set the text up really to change much. But if I go up here and I can just change it here, you can see some things change. I haven't set it up with everything yet. I'm gonna do that next week. But yeah, I can change to any language here really. Yeah. Other than that, the main thing I want to show off was what I've been doing with the level today. So I would say I've completely finished level 1 now. You can see I have like a counter and stuff in the bottom now. So I've got, it says I've killed 0 of 10 enemies. Yeah, I switched up the patrols and speeds a little bit so they're not as robotic as they were yesterday. But yeah, if I defeat an enemy or I collect any stars or anything, I've added them in as well. You can see one up there. The idea is that that's out of reach until you get like a special item. It's going to be like a grappling hook or something, and then when you've got that you can come back and get that one. But yeah, you can see I've defeated 2 enemies, the 2 at the front. If I go back out of here and then go back in, then they won't respawn anymore. And yeah, there's another one of them stars, and basically if you collect them at the end of the level, it just does the same thing as the door in here, so it'll just exit the level so you don't have to go back, and then it'll increase that counter at the bottom, so it says I've got 0 there. But if I was to collect the star at the end, it would go to 1. If I was to collect the hidden one, that would increase it as well. I need to set it up to work with the timer and the, I think, well, we're going to have like hard mode and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to set that up yet. Yeah, there was another one for killing all the enemies as well. That was it. I haven't finished setting that one up yet. I'll continue that next week.
Guys, it's the weekend.
It's the weekend. We've pulled through. But yeah, so next week or by the time this video comes out, the Hexseed DLC will be out. He's been hard at work on that. The community DLC, I'm not sure if that'll be out. It'll be out.
It'll be out on the Friday.
Out on the
yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, so when the day this comes out, yeah.
And I've also started Isometric DLC of Coloring Pixels, so I think the store page will be out for that, so I'll have a little cheeky peek. I'm sure he's put some levels up there for a look at.
Yeah. Thank you to all the Discord members and all the Patreons as well.
I missed that job.
Cool.
It's so much easier.